Hi, my name is Tali Borman, and welcome to my YouTube channel called Developing Immigrants in Sonoma County. Today, we thought to share some tips to those of you who are green card lottery winners from last year. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you. I know that this is very exciting and at the same time nervous. So we decided to put together a list of tips of things to prepare for when you come over. So if you are still in your home country, you just got your visa granted, or you're waiting for your interview and you're getting your ducks in a row to be interviewed and to eventually get your visa, this first thing I would do is to get multiple copies of your birth certificate. If you have children, multiple copies of birth certificates for you and all of your family members. If you're married, marriage certificate, I would suggest getting multiple copies of this as well. Also, for families who have children who are going to school, it would be good to get school transcripts from school, getting multiple copies of this. And also, if you are working, it would be good to have an updated resume, having multiple copies of this, or having soft copies for you to easily access when you first arrive here. Also, to apart from resumes, is getting references, and making sure that it's really important to get resumes that are up to date, because this will help you with employment when you arrive here in the United States. When you arrive at the airport, at any port of entry here in the United States, you will be asked, there will be a different line, and this will be told to you too by the U.S. Embassy. You will be asked to confirm information. I actually just went through this process with with an immediate family member coming over a couple months ago. We were asked to confirm her information at the office there at the port of entry that we came through, and it was really important to confirm, especially her mailing address. This is because your green card will be mailed to the address that you confirm or provide at the airport. This is really important because losing a green card, it does cost you money to replace, but also a green card is a form of ID that you do not want to lose and will become handy again when you're getting yourself established here in the United States. Once you have made it through the port of entry, we suggest that on the very next business day that businesses are open, that you make your way to the Social Security Administration office. This is where you will apply for a Social Security card. Now, when you apply for this card, it will come to you in the mail, usually within 2 weeks or sooner. And this number, this card, you are to keep very close to you and safely, because this is what you will use for employment and other purposes, important stuff coming up as you're getting established and looking for work, and maybe housing and schools. This is what you'll need. And because it takes time, we suggest that you make your way to the Social Security Administration office on the first business day as soon as you arrive. If you drive in your home country, it would be best to try to get here and start driving, or learning how to drive as soon as you can. It is an adjustment, but driving here in Sonoma County, it's definitely, I would say, is a necessity. And this would be done at the DMV office. If it's taking time for you to learn or acclimatize or adapt to start driving here, this is okay. But we suggest that you also try to get your California ID. This can be issued at the DMV, local DMV offices. And this would be good because once you receive your Social Security card with your passport or with a California ID, you can use these two things to start applying for employment, and you will be able to be employed this way. If you are in the stages of finalizing and coming over here to the United States, we would suggest that you start looking into employment opportunity here in Sonoma County. I've met so many people that have had careers in their home countries, and when they've come here, they've either decided not to further their career in the industry that they're in, and they've decided to try something else, and that is okay. There's a lot of work opportunity here. The pay is really competitive right now in Sonoma County. The minimum wage is at $17.06 an hour, and as of January 2024, it will be going up. We actually just received notice about a day or two ago that minimum wage in Sonoma County will be going up to $17.45 as of January 1st of 2024. The cost of living here really goes with the minimum wage or the income that we receive. So I would, while you are in your home country or just getting settled here, I would start looking into, good paying jobs or trade jobs or any type of job that you see that can help you get established sooner. Now this, sometimes takes time. For myself, as an example, I can say it took about 2 to 4 years to get myself established. So I was really in the in between. So I couldn't commit to a full-time job yet. So I usually suggest, if you are in this space but you are needing to make an income, I usually suggest, reaching out to staffing agencies or temp agencies. These type of agencies, they vary. Right now in Sonoma County, there's a lot of staffing agencies. There's Next Staff. There's others that I can name in a later video to just help with in that area. But what these staffing agencies do, they are able to give you temporary work. And why I suggest this is because it is something that you do not have to commit to right away, but it's something that you are able to do to at least work and generate income while you are trying to get established. And I usually suggest this especially for parents, because once you arrive here, you will get settled, and then really your schedules are going to work around your children's schedules and school schedules. I can give an example. For my family, I have two kids. One is 11 and one is 5. My 5-year-old gets off of school at 1:20 p.m. and then my daughter gets off of school at 2:45 p.m. So between my husband and I, we have to coordinate work and our lives and all of that around our kids' schedule. So it's important to consider this, because if you have, say, more than one child, and say if they're, one is in elementary school, one is in middle school, or one is in middle school and one is in high school, there's a good chance that them getting out of school will be at different times and all of that. So the chances of you committing to a work schedule right away while trying to get your family situated, it would be better for you to, take something temporary, still work while you figure out the situation at home. Once you have that situated, I think that, at that time you'll have a better idea of how things work, the weather, what it's like, if the kids are able to catch the bus and all of that. Once you have that situated, that should give you a better idea of the hours you can commit to, the type of job you're able to commit to, because then this way you will be able to give your 100% at the job that you eventually commit to. So choosing where to live in Sonoma County. So one thing to remember is this is especially to families who have children. The area that you choose to live in is where your kids will be going to school. So it's important to start researching school districts, performances, and all of that around education. And I usually suggest to choose an area where you like the school district, you think that it would be a good fit for your children. Having kids come from a different country and coming into the United States, it is sometimes it can be challenging, and it can be a big adjustment and a big ask to our kids. So choosing the right school district is really important, because this is I see this as a real trajectory. You're able to see where how well your kids can do. If they need help, there is support. A lot of I really like all of the school districts here, but there are some that may work better for you, and then there's some that might not work for you. So it would be best to start researching what school districts you think that will be best for your child, and then choosing, once you choose your school district, it will be best to choose this area to live in if you can, because also if once you get to the stage where you'd like your child to start catching the bus or walking or anything like that, that would be possible if you live in the same school district. Say if you had your child going to one school district and you lived in a different district, the public transportation, or not public transportation, but school buses will not be available. Buses are available where you can catch the public transportation, but that would be, going downtown and then switching buses. So but not the school bus route. So I would suggest, when it comes to schools, start researching school districts, and so you are able to see where you think your child will fit best when it comes to their education. So we just talked about school districts and housing and how that works together. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was it kind of pairs or connects with housing, and that is establishing credit. So you will need credit or credit score, a good one, in order to be able to apply for housing. Housing is in, you'd like to move into an apartment and you'd like to apply. And one of the things they check is your credit. So we suggest that when you first arrive here, apart from getting your social security card, another thing to do is to open a bank account and let them know that you just arrived here in the United States and that you'd like to sit with a banker to give you advice on the best ways to go about establishing credit, because your end goal is to find housing or is to apply for a place so you're able to move your family there. I would suggest that this is the best route. There are some banks here that are able to open a bank account for you without your social security number, and then you can submit it once you receive it. And there are some that are not able to open a bank account. So I would look into this as well, but it's important to get this in place because it takes time to build credit, and you need credit for when you apply for a house or for a car. So I suggest getting this done, right away on the first business day of as soon as you arrive, because this needs to build up and it needs to take time to process before you're able to get there. I know we've covered a lot today, and we do not want to overwhelm you. But these are, if you can look at the screen here, if you'd like to take notes, go ahead and take notes. These are just a few things that we suggest to have in place or start preparing for, start looking into, start researching as you're getting ready to come over, or if you're already here and you're starting to get established. In the coming weeks, we will be bringing on some professionals in these areas to come in, share information, and enlighten us more on these processes be able to help you get established here in Sonoma County. I hope that what we've shared to you today was informational. We thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. And as always, if you like the information, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button. And we'll see you next week, same time, same place, Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Thank you so much.